welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another GT Sport drift setup. This time round, one of you guys got in contact with me down in the comment section and asked if I could do an updated drift setup for the 1997 Toyota Supra. So of course, as always, I'm very happy to take a look at these and see what I can come up with for you all. But I have to say this one's been pretty difficult. I was always a big fan of the Supra build. Certainly when I first started out drifting on GT Sport, it was a car that I really enjoyed using. And going back to it now, I still really like that original build, and I will actually link that down in the description so you guys can go and give that a go if you haven't tried it already. The problem with doing a build for this car is that you really want to give it loads of power. I'm certainly myself now used to using loads of power on a lot of my builds. But with the Supra, it doesn't seem to actually respond too greatly to it. The higher you put it up, the less consistent I found it to be. So it's actually easier to keep that power low, and I think that's why I still gravitate towards that original drift setup that I did for it, is the fact that it's just so controllable and such an easy car to use. But I figured, as you've asked me to do a revised setup for this car, I would give it a little bit more power this time, and I seem to have come to a comfortable point where the car's definitely controllable. I did play with it a little bit higher than it is now, and it just becomes more of a pain than anything else. So hopefully you enjoy what I've come up with anyway. If you don't, like I say, do try out that original build. They both work pretty well. This one is still very consistent, but it is a little bit harder to work with, certainly on the slow stuff. So anyway, this is what I've actually come up with. So power level here, I've gone to level 4. I don't think you need to go quite that high. That's just where I've been playing around with it. But basically what you're looking for is 200% there, which is going to leave you 651 brake horsepower. Weight reduction wise, I've taken that to level 3 there and dropped it as far as you can to 91%. And that's going to leave you 1,374 kilograms. Traction control for this one is set to 0, and I've gone for comfort hard tyres, both front and rear. Brake balance is set to -2. With the ride height, again, you just want to be dropping this as far as you can, so 90 on the front there and 90 on the rear. With a natural frequency, I've gone for 1.95 on the front and 1.9 on the back. Anti-roll bar, you're looking for 7 on the front and 3 on the rear. The damping ratio and the compression, I've set to 60-60 there, and the rebound is set to 90 and 90. Camber angle on the front is set to 3 and 1.5 on the rear, with the toe angle set out on the front at 0.5 and in 0.4 on the back. Downforce you can't adjust for this particular build. With the differential, I've got that set to fully customised, and I've actually got it on 10, 34 and 20. And when it comes to the gearing, I've set that to fully customised as well. The max speed is set to 180, and I have had a little play around with second and third there, so I'll leave this on the screen so you can copy it down and make sure you got the same thing. Hopefully you all really enjoy this build, but like I always say, use the settings I'm giving you here today as a base. They're what I'm personally using, but everyone has their own styles when it comes to drifting within GT Sport, so feel free to play around with it and make it your own. Alternatively, as I said earlier on, I have got an older build for this vehicle, so use the link down in the description to go straight over to that video and maybe let me know which one you prefer. But please don't judge me too much on that older video. Like I say, it is very, very old now, and I've improved somewhat on the channel, or at least I think I have. Use the comment section down below if you fancy talking to me. I do try and respond to as many comments as I possibly can. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and give the video a like if you've enjoyed what you've seen today. Just like always, I'm going to leave you with a little bit more footage of me just messing around with the car. Thanks for coming by the channel, and I'll see you on the next one.